talking about a teaching strategy called Carousel, and this is a way of engaging your class as a learning community. The strategy is named after an actual carousel that we're all familiar with, I think, and students collaborate. They work on summarizing information. It involves critiquing each other's ideas or peer review. They reflect on each other's answers or the information that's presented by members of the class. They actually physically move around the classroom with a purpose. And as I mentioned, it creates a learning community. The way I'm going to present this is by showing you an example, and I'll go through specific steps. I'll start off talking about the assigned task or problems that the class is presented with, and this is given to student groups throughout the classroom. The students then get up and write their responses to the task or problem around the classroom. It could be using Post-its, large Post-its that you stick on the wall, or whiteboards. The students then critique responses that are posted around the room and then talk about those responses again as a learning community and come to some sort of consensus before the end of the class. So here's an example. It's in biology class. And we'll start off with the assignment. So you're going to hear this instructor give the students their particular assignment that they're going to work on in their groups.
Scientists have been able to figure out how old the Earth is. You guys are going to spend about 20 minutes with your group filling out each of those statements that basically follows that if scientists believe the Earth is 4.5 billion years old, then they must have done each of those following things. And so you guys should discuss with your group and come up with answers to each of those.
So he's given the students an assignment that actually has 8 questions. And in their groups, at their, still in their seats, they're going to talk about their responses as these smaller groups. Then they're going to share their responses. So you can see on the large whiteboard at the front of the classroom, there are 4 headings. So that's 4 of the 8 questions, and the students will write their responses. And then what you can't see is that there are 4 smaller whiteboards around the side of the room that the other 4 questions are written on, and where students will put their answers.
So about 25 minutes have passed. You guys are still thinking, a lot of you guys are still talking. I want you to keep talking. But what I also want you to do then is, as you guys have come to a consensus with your group and gone through the chart, is to write your group's ideas. There's 4 whiteboards over here, 1 whiteboard per row in that table, and we have the other 4 up here on the board. So write whatever you guys come up with for your group for each of these things, and in 10 minutes we're going to take a look at them, all of them as a class, and come up with some ideas.
So you can see that on the board in the front, there's one smaller board over on the far left, that groups have written responses in different colors of ink. And now the instructor is going to have students come up and critique the responses that are posted on the boards.
What I would like you guys to do is to get up and check out what other people have written on the board. And if you see something that you do not agree with, list it off. So if you see something that's on the board that you think doesn't belong on that particular board, or isn't appropriate for that board, or isn't scientifically true, cross it off. So you guys can start at the beginning.
Okay, and what you'll next see this particular instructor do is he ties in what the students are practicing in the class with real world skills. So it's not just, he's not using this activity just to teach content, but also for the students to practice peer review and sharing of ideas.
Guys, just go through them. We'll do that. Now think about, we've been talking about the whole process of science and how science is done. What have we just done? What did we just do? Peer evaluation, peer review, right? Exactly.
the instructor at the end is going through the questions, some of which the students have marked as incorrect, and will then talk about and come to a consensus with the class about correct answers. There's another modification to the carousel that you can use, and that is using images. And we're all familiar with the term graffiti, and here the term graffiti is actually a teaching practice. So you have the carousel, which uses just words, or graffiti, where you're still using a carousel format. The students are moving around the room, but instead of just using words, they're also using images.